So yeah, I really do hope that that's not the case, because I definitely don't want to pay extra just to get Johnny Gad back. But Bethesda had some interesting announcements. Because I watched that, I watched Sony, and I watched Microsoft. I really didn't watch Nintendo because I don't own a Nintendo, and I'm not entirely a huge fan.
Cars and spies go hand in hand. I've got a special one for you. Go grab it.
And it's not because they don't let you record. I mean, that's not why I don't have a Nintendo. It's more or less, I'm not a big Mario fan. I'm not a big Zelda fan. Truth be told, I never played a Zelda, which, you know, everybody says that's, how could you not have played a Zelda? But I've never been a fan. You know, it just is what it is. Did I fully upgrade this thing? Yes, I did. Alright. Let's try the grab gun. Yeah, I can fully upgrade this thing. Alright, that takes care of that. Let's take this thing out for a test spin. So yeah, I'm not a huge Zelda fan, so me and Nintendo are not cool. Bethesda's conference was interesting though. They announced Evil Within 2, which I never played 1, but I do know the twist to 1. I've seen the whole story, and I must say, if you're thinking of playing 2, play 1 first. I mean, 1 has a pretty big spoiler, but okay, I'm in the location. What am I doing here? Oh, vehicle, right. Oh, cool! It's a Tron Link car. I didn't bring myself to buy it because I was It didn't seem interesting. It seemed kind of eh. Then I saw the story, and I still gotta play this game. The story is fantastic. Please, whatever you do not look up spoilers for it. If you're even interested in playing it, go out and just buy it or go out and rent it. You know, it's a terrific game. The mechanics I hear are tricky. I still gotta play it, and maybe I'll play it on here. But it has so many twists and turns to the story, and so many twists and turns to the characters, and it felt like a wholly unique experience. And for them to do a sequel, I just don't think they can recapture some of what made that game special, especially the twist. I mean, the big twist. Mr. Genki's here. Oh, look at that! I can beat you up with your own ability. That's why I like this gun. And
Protection point. Protect the virus while it uploads.
it really isn't doing the trick. Alright, let's switch it up and just electrocute the shit out of him. I think I got him. No, I didn't. Where'd he go? There we go. When you killed this Genki, he dropped a shit ton of cash. Alright, time to upload a virus. So, yeah, Evil Within 2, interesting to see them announce it. Bethesda really didn't have a big conference, really. They announced a few VR titles, such as Doom 3, which I think VR's too much in its infancy for them to really do anything like that. I've seen it. It looks pretty lame. Same with Fallout 4. I think Fallout 4 getting re-released is a bit much. They also announced this community program where you can basically it's paying for mods. That didn't go over very well with people. I'm curious to see how it works. If it's like the Uplay from Ubisoft, I might change my tune about it, but if it's just paid mods, why? We can get free ones. Drop this. However, the big announcement that they had was towards the end of the conference, and that was holy shit, they're Yankees. And that was Wolfenstein, the new Colossus. Everybody had guessed this one. They guessed this one last year that there was going to be another Wolfenstein, and they were right that there's going to be another Wolfenstein. I am curious to see how that's gonna. That game looks pretty cool. It looks like a proper sequel. The graphics didn't improve too much between the two, but that's okay. Here's how many Genkies I can actually collect. I like balloons. $31 Yankees. How many of them actually die though? About 3 per shot, I would say.
How'd that work out for you?
Oh, the fall damage could kill them. I never thought of just doing fall damage. Oh, there's an idea. Yeah, that's a much better system. So yeah, they announced that at the end. Just a trailer, and sometime this year, because most of what Bethesda does when they do their conference, it comes out the same year. So that's what I do like about Bethesda. They announce their shit, and then within a few months, it comes out. The other big one that I saw, which I've been following, is Shadow of War.
Eliminate them for Queen and Country.
Eliminate them, but not for Queen and Country. They announced it. Well, Shadow of War was announced a couple weeks back, really about a month or so back, and seeing it there did not surprise me because, you know, it's E3. Shit like that always happens. But I am curious to play it now because I never did play Shadow of Mordor, which everybody keeps telling me to buy. I think I will finally put up the money to buy it. It's only like $20 for the collector's edition. But yeah, so I got like 2 or 3 games I gotta try.
See me if you think you can handle the last part.
Oh, the last part. Okay, Asha. We'll see. I'm getting rid of this grab gun. It's weak as fuck. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do next. With the conference over, you know, I'm curious what Sony's gonna do next year. Sony's kind of a backwards adopter when it comes to a lot of these things.
Playtime's over. Now for the real challenge.
Bring it on.
Oh yes, the final challenge. Well, Sony's both an early and a late adopter when it comes to certain things. Yes. Okay, unlimited rocket ammo, pistol, rifle, shotgun, SMG. Unlimited special. I think I'll go shotgun. I mean, Sony's track record has always been spotty. It's been really spotty. I remember when the Wii came out. This was years ago. My God. Sony came out with the Goldfinger reference. they came out with this motion control remote. They still have them, if I remember correctly. They came out with these motion control remotes, and oh my god, they were clearly like Wii controller ripoffs. Then Xbox came out with the motion stuff, the Kinect stuff, and they started incorporating their motion stuff into it. Of course, the Kinect never took off, and their motion never took off, so no harm, no foul there. They both failed on it.
Strike fast and take it down.
What did I get? Oh yeah, unlimited rockets. So I'm just gonna jump in and shoot a rocket right down. But it's always been the arms gap between Sony and the world. I am curious to see, you know, they're still doubling down on VR, which I just think it's too soon in the infancy of VR. The technology is not there to properly maintain a lot of the stuff that VR should be facilitating. So I am curious to see what happens with this technology. It's tricky shit, you know, it really, really is. Because we could,
Virus
you know,
injection. Don't let the Zin stop you.
the gaming industry as a whole is changing. The VR system, it's sort of a fad right now until they find a proper way to really emulate and use the motion controls that kind of are necessary for this to really work. Microsoft kind of realizes this. That's why they haven't really gone into VR too much. They don't touch VR really in their conferences. They were doing AR for like 2 years. They were showing stuff for AR, and AR is still happening. They still are testing it, but they're not really incorporating it into their gaming platforms just yet. I think AR is much better in my opinion, because AR is augmented reality while VR is virtual. The difference between the two is pretty big. Where VR, you have this headset strapped to you, and it's like having a first-person camera for every game, and you make your head motions and all that stuff. And that's great. That's cool for immersion. If you really want immersion, that's really cool. But it's when you start to mix in the immersion breaking, like the controls, those look like giant ice cream scoops with holes in them, kind of cones. That's where things get a little janky, because we don't have the tech to really master controls like that just yet. We're getting there, but it's an uphill battle with that kind of stuff. Now, luckily, there hasn't been too much emphasis on it, and AR is another thing that I can't wait to see change the industry, because I really want AR. When I saw Minecraft being played in AR and they were playing it off of like a kitchen table, to me that was like the coolest thing ever, because it takes away the need for television really. And what I like most about it is I can imagine doing other things than playing video games. I mean, if you have the money to do it, the technology becomes readily available to where anybody can own it relatively cheap, I would say. I would say a pair of AR glasses could run anything from $300 to $500, depending on how much money the technology costs to make it. But I'd love to see like family game night. I could just totally see family game night. You get the family together, you pull out, you just choose like Monopoly, or you choose like any regular old school video game, any old school board game, and the board game just comes to life. I just think that'd be so neat. It gives players something really fun to play. Another riff
Rift is
run.
opened. Complete its challenge in winning style.
So, AR could be a little more engaging for entire audiences. I mean, and it could really revolutionize how things work. I mean, AR could make it to where you buy a pair of glasses, you don't need a computer screen or even really a computer per se. I mean, I would say eventually, you know, for now you need a computer, but in the future, who knows? It would remove the need to have a TV because glasses are projecting everything for you, so it could just be like sitting down for a flat screen. I really like the prospect of AR technology. It makes playing video games more interesting if it looks like the video games are blasting their way through your wall. It's like it gives you the same kind of experience that VR does, but in a more organic way. VR, you have this headset on, you can fall over and break your leg because you're angled wrong or some shit like that. Not because of the game, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you could, it's this big bulky thing. You could fall over, trying to play the game because you can't see, and you know, jack yourself up. You know, it happens. And I've heard of it happening. I've seen videos of it happening. Ooh, I hate these races. So, as the industry evolves, it will be curious to see how the gaming industry changes with the times and with the landscapes. Oh, it's been a while. It's really been a while. I mean, I really do want to see both companies, Sony and Microsoft, succeed. I think Microsoft really blew it out of the park this year with the conference. Nobody really thought that they would come back because the Xbox One was, and still kind of is, a bit of a failure. And it's more about their corporate image. It's more about the console image, because the last guy who was in charge at the time, he ruined Microsoft's reputation. I mean, that guy, he saw the money potential, and you know, he wanted to take the money and run. And really, we really probably wouldn't have a gaming system today if Phil Spencer hadn't jumped in and taken over the industry from Microsoft's end. And we definitely wouldn't have backwards compatibility, but what I like is the future potential of the backwards compatibility program and what it could mean for classic games. This is what the future really should be for games, where you could plug in your console and go back to a classic game that you haven't played in a number of years, and you can get it anywhere. Not just with Microsoft, not just with Sony, but you know, it's coming to the point where PC, yeah, they're a bit of the master race, but I really can't wait to see what the future holds for gaming, television, cartoons, etc. We're almost to the we're almost self-sustaining entertainment. Ooh, I failed that badly. I mean, YouTube is not quite the future. I would not say YouTube is a sustainable entertainment experience for the future. But I will say it's damn near close. It has the potential. It really does. It's just missing a few vital components. Now, what those components are is mainly, I don't think YouTube even knows what it really wants to be. I don't think it knows if it wants to be entertainment completely or if it wants to be serious. I think all needs to be permitted, really.
That was superbly done.
It's going through its censorship phase, and with the censorship phase, certain people will be phased out of the industry. Those who can't comply, conglomerates are now pulling their sponsorship, which isn't really bad because it gives YouTube a chance to find its own way, and not everybody stepped away, just those few who don't want to be associated with certain things. And that's understandable. There's going to be some hitches along the way.